there have been series of killings, not one, not two, not three, within the South African community. Basically, these killings are not necessary. They are deaths that could have been avoided. And from what we've gathered, some of them are agitated by random hate and some police officers going across the call of duty in carrying out their duties. And it resulted in harassment, brutality, intimidation, and most times ended up in the death of our citizens, which we have cried out as Nigerian Citizen Association that we're no longer happy with, and we cannot condole any further. Some of the incidents, some of them were harassment or random stop and check, either paper or search. And in 2 or 3 occasions, I've engaged with the South African police to understand why and how such deaths occurred within their premises or in their hands. I can be very precise about 3 particular deaths happened while our citizen is in the hands of the police. And their death occurred within that premises, within that their hands, within them carrying out their duties. Especially the recent one that happened in Daniel's Call in Northern Cape. I mean, they came for a random search. That is all understood, is welcomed. We as Nigerian citizens, we are law-abiding, and we encourage our citizens to cooperate with the police in terms of them carrying out their duly constituted duties. But in this case now, it is completely out of order, whereby this late Mr. Ebuka Nwoko was harassed, intimidated, brutalized, molested, while them saying they are carrying out their duty and suffocated to death. We've consulted with the police officers, the provincial police commissioner, and the only feedback we can get from them is that their IPD is on the case. They are investigating the cause of death, and they are handling all the investigation. Hence, it is now a case of murder involving the police authorities. That IPD is the one that will do the investigation, and IPD has assured us that they are on the matter, and they will left no stone unturned in finding the cause of the death and how and what happened. So we are still waiting on that response from the IPD. Thank you. The report from the police saying that Nigerians, or some of these Nigerians, when they caught them with drug, or when they are searching them, they found some substance with them. It is not true, because we have also requested them to show us evidence of such. Like in certain instances, when they conduct this search or this search in shops or in the house premises, they turn off cameras. Even in business premises where they mounted cameras, they switch off the camera. So the question I asked the provincial commissioner that day is, if they are doing what is legit, I believe that the camera there will play a role in getting them to get information or clarity or even evidence of what happened. And such did not happen. So you realize that they say they got something on them, but you can agree with me that sometimes some of these officers, in the bid for them to cover their tracks, knowing that the harassment, the intimidation, the brutality they exhibit to our citizens, it's not lawful, they will now end up covering their tracks. When somebody falls into death, they say they found something. So these are what NECASA, Nigerian Citizen Association, is fighting for, that when these things happen, we are not against them doing their works or carrying their laws, but there is rule of law in South Africa, and there is rule of law in Nigeria. We observe both. If someone is caught in the midst of anything, any accusation, let the law take its course. Let him take the person to court, and if he found guilty, the person should be jailed or be sentenced to whatever the law prescribes. But for a citizen to be murdered in the process of investigation or search, we cannot take it. And we are saying that this time around, our legal team are working so hard around it. Our Nigerian consulate and missions are working so hard. I thank the ambassador, the effort he has taken so far. in reaching out to the authorities and demanding answers and requesting for prompt investigation, and also thank the Nigerian government for getting involved so that when we fix all of this from every angle, at least we will get the police to account for some of these murders that has taken place within the borders of South Africa, and yet none of them has been finalized in the court of law or justice served. The South African police authorities have not communicated to us, and we have extended our hand of help to say that we are willing to cooperate with them as NECASA. We are willing to work with them, our consulate, our consul general, our ambassador in the High Commission. They are all willing to work with them in order to carry out their duty without interference or disturbance. They can reach out to us to say, we are doing so thing. You need one or two of your community leaders to come and join us as we comb crime. We are also even taking a stand to march against any business criminality, any kind of crime business or behavior or attitude that is not in accordance with the rule of law. And so in doing this, we are trying to build a community where both countries can coexist and co-live together. We don't hate them. We love them, and we want to be welcomed to do our normal day-to-day legit businesses here in the country. We are supporting the economy, and we will request, if it's possible, let the police work with the Nigerian community leaders, Nigerian consulate, and Nigerian High Commission, so that in any of these searches or investigations, we will play our role to support them. If there is somebody they are looking for and they let us know, we will even help them to fish out who the person is and hand the person over to them so that they can carry out their normal duties. If anybody contradicts the rule of law, we are of the opinion, let such person face the might of the law. But let them stop criminalizing or nationalizing all Nigerians to be drug dealers. No. Nationality is not criminality. And it is not proven. Let me state clearly once again that criminality has no nationality. When each time they mention drug, they mention Nigerians. That's not true. We have good Nigerians here. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have legit businessmen, we have students, we have people that are teachers in different professions doing so much. I can tell you for free, Nigerian Doctors Forum, they do community work in all over South Africa. It has not been televised. Nigerian Nurses and Midwife Forum, they give out medical attention to South Africans, to all African nations within South Africa here. It has not been televised. I'm not even going to talk of businessmen, the philanthropists, and all the charity homes they sponsor. But each time you hear Nigerians drug, let me state this clearly. There are South Africans doing drug. There are Mozambiques doing drug. There are Pakistanians doing drug. Drug has no nationality. And our stand as Nigerian citizens is, if you found anybody doing drug, arrest the person, prosecute the person according to the law. But don't intimidate somebody and don't brutalize somebody in the name that you are conducting a search, because it ends up people living in fear. People living in object fear that if they hold me and they ask me for money, if I don't give out money, then they will arrest me and they will claim they found drug on me. That is not true. We are saying we are Nigerians here and we remain law-abiding by the rules and regulation of the community. And we want to also encourage our Nigerian community, even the minority few that have been engaging in these illicit businesses. We have been encouraging them, educating them, leave this kind of business, do something that the law allows, so that when you are caught by any of the law enforcement order, we will be able to stand up to now know what happened. We are not saying the police cannot do their work. We are also not saying that Nigerians cannot be searched, but let them do it with dignity to humanity and respect to life. We have one message to our Nigerian community. Remain law-abiding citizens. Respect the rule of law. Do your businesses, conduct your work according to the prescription of the law. And as you continue to do that, we also send out a message to the few that are denting our image in this country. Desist from such engagements. Find legit business to do. Find employment where you can. There are communities, there are state unions, there are NGOs that can support you to give you or help you establish a small business that you can do legitimately and succeed and look after yourself and your family. To the rest of them that are joining hands to paint our name, our national image, our identity as Nigerians red, we do not support this, and we encourage you, please join hands with us as we bring transformation, change our narrative, and rebrand our national image. This is my plea to Nigerian community within South Africa. Thank you. My message to the Nigerian government is that it's high time they get involved. Our president, our House of Senate, our House of Representatives. I'm happy that this matter has been brought to the attention of a House of Representatives, and we're also waiting to hear our diplomatic ties. They are doing all they can. The ambassador has assured me that the message has been committed to our Minister of Foreign Affairs, who will also liaise with our president, and we are hoping that our president will engage with his counterpart, the president of South Africa, for them to discuss on measures to combat and minimize these deaths. If there is any misunderstanding between the two communities, I believe we are willing to come to a round table to discuss on measures on how we can work together. My request would be that our Nigerian government will speed up their intervention on these cases so that justice can be served and that these deaths can be avoided and stopped. We do not want to hear the death of another Nigerian again. It is not okay. We are not happy with it. The families are crying. The bereaved ones, the children that are left behind are crying every day, calling on us. Where do we go from here? So I will be happy if our Nigerian government will step into this matter in an urgent base and intervene and engage their counterparts of South African so that we can avoid any further